Hello students, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. Today from physics subject, fundamentals of physics topic we are going to continue. So our today's concept children, it's regarding scientific method. Scientific method. So scientific method means it is the method followed by a scientist in finding out fact. Fact means why all planets revolve around the sun. That is a fact. For finding that, he will follow one kind of method which is called scientific method. It will be systematic. So for finding out one fact, the scientist will follow one systematic method. That method is called as a scientific method. The scientific method consists of so many steps. So here, making observations, asking question, analyzing results, or form a hypothesis. By asking question, form a hypothesis, testing your hypothesis, communicating the result, or from the results, drawing conclusions. Whether conclusions, do they support hypothesis, yes or not? Like that, in scientific method, we will come across so many things, so many steps. So let's learn one by one in detail. So first one, making observations. Making observations. So a scientist observes carefully what is happening in the nature. First he will observe. Example, Sir Isaac Newton. Why the apple is falling down? Regarding that, he carefully observed the reason behind this. Actually, not only Sir Isaac Newton, before him, so many of them everybody knows that any body will fall down when dropped from a height. So actually most of the people, they do not give importance to what they see. But what is the special character of scientist? He will go deep into the happening observed by him. It may be normal thing or any kind of thing, but he will go deep into the happening observed by him. Unlike from normal people who won't give any importance to anything, the scientist will give importance to each and every small thing. So by this simple observation, this falling of apple, Newton has proposed a law of gravitation. He discovered a new law by simple observations. That is also while he was sitting under an apple tree, apple had fallen. Because of that simple observation, he found law of gravitation. That is the special character of a scientist. Next. So collecting information. So a scientist keeps an accurate record of all the observations and measurements made by him. So he will maintain a record. So what he is observing, what measurements he has taken, that all he will make an accurate record. He will make a record. He also gathers all the available information about the problem from various sources and records it properly. So this collecting information is a crucial part in scientific method, because if we collect proper information, so then only we will get better results. So a scientist, he will collect the information. So suggesting an explanation or theory, hypothesis or law. So suggesting an explanation for a problem is called sometimes theory, sometimes hypothesis, sometimes law. So a scientist thinks over all the observations, measurements and other information as he collected available to him about a problem about which he is thinking. Regarding the problem, he thinks of various possibilities and probable causes. So why this problem is happening? What is the probable cause for this? What are the various possibilities of this? Like that he will think. So after careful consideration of all the facts and evidence, he suggests a reasonable explanation of the problem. So which can be accepted by all people. In such a way, he will give reasonable explanation. So this explanation, it may be hypothesis or theory or law. Next one, experimenting. So the scientist performs experiments to test his explanation. So whenever he is explaining about a problem, before explaining, he will perform an experiment regarding the same, so that he can confirm himself that his explanation is correct. You might have heard the name of Galileo. He performed a number of experiments regarding falling bodies. He dropped different bodies, different shapes, different sizes, different weights from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Leaning Tower of Pisa, actually, from the Leaning Tower of Pisa, he has done a well-known experiment, feather and stone. He dropped both the feather and stone at a time, and he observed what is happening to them, how they fall onto the ground. Based on that, he proposed a theory. So before giving explanation, so scientists, they will do so many kinds of experiments. Next one. So if the results of the experiments support the explanation by the scientist, then he makes a conclusion about the problem. So, but however, if the results of the experiment do not support his explanation, then his explanation will be rejected. If after doing experiment, if the result supports the explanation, so then he will make it as a conclusion. If it does not support, he will simply reject it, and he will try to do experiment again with in another way. Okay. So when hypothesis is proved, it become a law or theory. So in the beginning, whatever assumptions made by the scientists, it is called as hypothesis. Once it is proved by correct explanation, so then it became a law or theory. Actually, we use scientific methods in cooking and other household activities also. So a farmer, while ploughing a field, or bicycle maker, while making a bicycle, they also make use of scientific methods. Suppose you are riding your bicycle, you hear some harsh sound in your bicycle. So then, according to scientific method, you can use scientific method, and you can find the cause for that unusual sound, and you can make it repair. Suppose you are riding on bicycle, some unusual sound is heard. You will get down off the bicycle and check from where the sound is coming, trying to get the fault. You will try to get the fault, reason behind the sound. Then, according to that, suppose if stone is there or something is there, you will remove it, and you can repair the cycle by yourself. Again, you can ride the cycle. So in this way, as a common man identified one problem and solved that problem, in the same way, scientists also, they will identify the problems around us and they find solutions for the problems. So a farmer, he also used scientific method. Scientific method in our daily life. So it is used by us in our daily life. A farmer working in the field uses scientific method to grow crops. So he will do experiment with some kinds of natural manures like cow dung, or uh, by while growing different types of crops, he will do experiments. He will uh, bring different types of plants. He use different types of manures, like that. Like that, he will do experiment and he will grow the crops. So even in cycle repair also, we can make use of this scientific method. Even a mechanic, if you give any bike or car for repair, he use scientific method to detect and repair the fault in the machine. So a potter, while making earthen parts, he make use of scientific method. How much water is to be mixed with the mud, how much time we have to keep it. Like that, he will do experiment. In cooking also, how much salt we have to use, or how much pepper we have to use, in what quantities we have to mix the vegetables, how much time we have to keep on the gas stove. In this way, while doing, trying with different kinds of things, if it is tasty, once the whatever curry in cooking we are preparing, if it is tasty, so then it will be followed next time. But before, for making it tasty, we will do some kinds of experiments while cooking. So a doctor also, he adopts scientific method to examine a patient. He will ask the symptoms of the patient. He will ask him where is the pain. He will ask him what food he has taken. Like that, with the from the answers of the patient, he will get some clarity regarding the disease of the patient. Next one. Is science good or bad master? Is science good or bad master? So the scientists try to apply their knowledge in a useful way. So scientists of not only our country, different countries have contributed to the progress of science. Mainly the scientists of Asian countries, they had taken a lead, important role in the scientific discoveries in earlier times. In earlier times. So Aryabhatta, he was a well-known Indian mathematician. Nagarjuna, Indian scientist. He, Nagarjuna, discovered many methods of curing diseases using plants and medicines. This is called Ayurveda. That branch of science is called Ayurveda. It is practiced in many places in our country. So mainly in our country means Kerala. Kerala is famous for this Ayurvedic medicines. Even in China and several other regions also, they will make use of this Ayurveda. So Jagadish Chandra Bose, he studied about sensitivity of plants. Sensitivity of plants. Sir C.V. Raman, S. Ramanujan, S.N. Bose, M.N. Saha, D.N. Vadia, B. Sahani, P. Maheshwari, G.N. Ramachandran, T.R. Sheshadri, Homi J. Baba, Vikram Sarabhai. These are all the Indian scientists who helped a lot. So, who helped a lot and who helped our country to progress in many fields. So, they have, all these scientists, they have contributed a lot. So, at present, there is a large number of scientists in India helping significantly in the growth of science and development of the country. So they are working day and night for the development of the country. So Edward Jenner, he worked very hard and found out a vaccine to protect people from getting some diseases. So vaccine means if we take the vaccine, the disease will not get affected to us. So this Edward Jenner, he first identified the vaccine. Now we have vaccines for all kinds of diseases like malaria vaccine or plague or one minute. So for pandemic diseases, for pandemic polio, we have a vaccine. Malaria, we have a vaccine. For pandemic diseases, our scientists, they have developed vaccines so that if we take the vaccine, the disease will not get affected. It won't affect us. Okay. So this vaccine protect the people against diseases all over the world. Even for coronavirus, we are still in search of vaccine. Even the country Russia is trying to find the vaccine. Once if you find the vaccine, then we can stop the virus. Similarly, Alexander Fleming, he discovered very effective medicine called penicillin. Penicillin. So penicillin, it cured many people from various infectious diseases. Madam Marie Curie, she worked hard and discovered radium, polarium, which is used in nuclear reactors for generating energy. So Anton van Leeuwenhoek, a scientist, Leeuwenhoek prepared microscope and observed many tiny objects, different types of germs. Even we can examine blood, what is there inside the blood. All we can examine with the help of microscope. So even Louis Pasteur, he proposed some methods to preserve milk, jam, etc. without getting damaged. These methods are used by food industries so that we can preserve milk for so many days. We will bring the jam bottle from the supermarket. We can make it use for 1 month. 1 or 2 months expiry date will be there. We can make it use of that. Like that, preservation. That methods were proposed by Louis Pasteur. So in this way, suppose a old person is there, he can use a stick for support. Means a stick helps an old person. Along with that, it also helps a blind man to move on the right path. But with the same stick, somebody, what they can do, they can damage glassware, they can damage toys, they can damage flower pots. In the same way, science, most of the scientists, they will make use of science for good purposes, but some of them, they may use science too in harmful ways. Because some people, they learned that certain substances explode. Basing on that, they made bullets, bombs, crackers. Actually, why they have made these bullets, bombs, crackers? For our safety and security. But some people, what they do, they misuse these bullets to kill animals in the forest and to commit dacoits or robberies. Okay, so in that way, science can be dangerous also sometimes. So the existence of some beautiful animals, birds, are in danger. So why means we are killing with the bullets, with the arrows, we are killing the animals. So a powerful bomb used in a war can kill many innocent people. It can destroy buildings, factories. So even in some people, in while doing war, some countries, they will make use of poisonous gases. These gases will kill animals, plants, and innocent people. Crops will be destroyed. Land become infertile. Means land loses its strength. In that land, crops will not grow again. Okay, so we can say that science is a good servant, but bad master. It depends. It can be used for good purposes, but if the master is bad, then he can make use this science for destruction purpose. Okay, so that's why we have to use science always for good purposes. These are some eminent, means famous children. These are some famous physics children. Sir C.V. Raman. So he won Nobel Prize for discovering Raman effect, which you will be learning later. Meghana Saha discovered ionized molecules around the sun. Homi Jahangir Baba, he is pioneer, famous in atomic research. He built a nuclear reactor called Apsara. Vikram Sarabhai, space research. He is famous in doing space research, doing research about space. Sir Isaac Newton, he discovered law of gravitation. Albert Einstein, he won Nobel Prize in 1921. He gave mass energy formula E equal to mc square. He is the father of modern physics. These are all things you will be learning later, children. So just identify their names and by heart their discoveries. Okay, children, that's all for today. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates. Thank you. Have a good day.